consider anyone else's feelings. I go the extra mile to get what I want when I want it.
I love looking at myself in the mirror.
It is me, me, me all the time.
I look in the mirror, I think about how beautiful I look.
It's about me. Listen to me. I don't care what you have to say. Shut up and listen.
Rosemarie is a mom who admits she is extremely narcissistic. Now, we asked Rosemarie to send us some photographs of her family and noticed an overwhelming number of them were of, well, guess who? Rosemarie sent us a bunch of her self-pics. Now, here's a picture of Rosemarie in her car, and here's one in her car. And here's another picture of Rosemarie, well, she's in her car. And you can bet her narcissistic behavior has alienated her friends and family, and now she's afraid it's going to drive her fiancé away. Take a look.
I'm a total narcissist. Everything is about me.
I love looking at myself in the mirror.
It is me, me, me all the time.
I look in the mirror, I think about how beautiful I look.
She has openly admitted, I come first, period.
I cannot get enough of myself.
I don't consider anyone else's feelings. I go the extra mile to get what I want when I want it.
It is what it is.
I needed you to put those clothes on a hanger.
There's no compromise.
When I talk with people, I constantly interrupt them.
I have to pack the suitcase. I have to put the suitcase back together.
You can't finish the sentence. Well, I gotta do everything.
Why is it that I have to do everything all by myself?
Because it's about me. Listen to me. I don't care what you have to say. Shut up and listen. I have an extreme sense of entitlement.
I wouldn't have had to do that had you not come right back up.
I did.
Thinking about you, and it's about me.
Rosemarie's narcissism is causing extreme issues in our relationship. Rosemarie wants me completely to herself.
I want him to focus solely on me. I don't even want to share him with his own children. You can't speak to him. You can't come over here and see him.
How much more of this do I have to endure?
It's all about me.
And I'm just curious why you feel that need for it to always be about you.
I feel that it's all about me, Dr. Phil, and what I want, when I want it.
Why?
Like Veruca Salt.
But why?
Because it's a sense of feeling in control and feeling important. I'm an only child. I don't have any brothers and sisters. I don't feel like I have to share anything or anyone with anyone else. It's all about what I want, when I want it, right now. And if I don't get it, I'll go to the extreme to whatever it is, whatever it takes to get it.
Jeez, what a boring life. Isn't that boring? That you're constantly having to maintain the vigil and you gotta, it's me, 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 me. Doesn't that wear you out? Because you can never relax, because what if he looked the other way?
I'm on him. I'm on him all the
Well, that's
time
what I mean.
if he
Doesn't
looks
that
the
get-
other way,
doesn't that
and you
get
can tell it in
tiring?
the bags in my eyes at times.
It gets tiring, though, doesn't it?
It does get tiring, but you know what? The mirror is focused on me in my car. The mirrors in my home, there must be a dozen of them. The text messages are on me. I take tons of pictures of myself. I'm all about me. I'm very narcissistic. I'm almost like a narcissistic person and very proud of it. Yet I can admit it. I don't care about anything. I don't care about anyone. I don't care about anybody else's feelings.
Charming.
Yeah, that's hard to live with.
So you live with this.
Yes, sir.
And does it wear you out?
Wear me out? That doesn't even remotely describe it.
Yeah. Why do you put up with it?
I love her.
What do you love about her?
I've known Rosemarie since first grade. We grew up, went to the same kindergarten, kindergarten actually, I guess, right?
Yep.
Went to kindergarten together, first grade, all the way up through high school. I was sweet on her in high school, but yet I never asked her out.
And when you got reconnected with her, I know y'all were together and you went off different ways and you came back together later in life. How long did it take you to figure out that she was very self-absorbed, egocentric?
I guess the very first time I saw her, when we reconnected, when she got out of the car, she stepped out of the car, she stepped out of a blue BMW, I'll never forget it. And the first thing she did was...
It's all about me. It's all about
And then
me and what I want.
We got back in the car and we're talking, and I kind of noticed her out of the corner of my eye. You know, we're looking at each other across the front seats, and she's doing this.
Yeah.
Very true.
When you want his full attention.
I want his attention 100% of the time.
When you are together, just the two of you, and you're looking right into his eyes, are you looking at your reflection or are you looking at him?
Yeah, I guess so. Am I looking at the reflection in your eyes, too? I can see my reflection in your eyes.
Yeah, there you go. There's a new place you can look.
Right. Right.
See, you're an
Very
amateur at this narcissism. There's more ways you can do this than you thought.
Exactly.
But you sent an email to our production assistant here asking for extra attention.
Correct.
It said, we would kindly ask Alex to come early in the morning on Tuesday, giving us the good portion of the day. Thank you. Why? What did you want? How does that feed your ego?
It fed my ego as the fact that I didn't want to wait till the afternoon to come to Los Angeles. I wanted to come to Los Angeles first thing in the morning so that I could have the entire day here to do what I wanted, because I was going to be on the Dr. Phil show and it was all about me.
Do you love him?
I love him very much.
Are you crowding him too much?
Yes.
Are you demanding too much?
Yes, I am.
Are you breaking his spirit to the point that he's losing himself?
Yes, Dr. Phil, I am.
Does that scare you?
Yes, it does.
And in fact, a lot of what you do, you call it narcissism, but isn't a lot of what you do to constantly test him, to get reassured that it's all about you? If I ask you a question that you've never been asked, and I promise you you've never been asked this question, can you in advance promise me that you will give me an honest answer?
Yes, sir.
No matter what it is, you have to give me an honest answer, because I'm going to ask you a question you've never been asked before.
Yes, sir.
All right? Let's take a break, then we'll do it.
I've had such selfish behavior that it's landed me in trouble with the law and got me in jail. I stole a credit card from an employer. I made 9 separate transactions. I charged $3,509. It was very selfish purchases. It wasn't purchases made for survival. It was clothing, shoes, handbags, scarves, anything for me. At the time, I didn't feel horrible for doing it. I felt horrible that I got caught.
Well, we're back with Rosemarie and Brian. Now, Rosemarie got arrested for stealing from work in order to lavish herself with expensive gifts. And did you feel at the time that you were doing something wrong, or did you feel like you were just entitled to it?
At the time that I did it, it was a high. And I did it because I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I felt good. I felt, wow.
Okay. Do you want to have an ongoing relationship with Brian?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you want him to feel good about the relationship?
Yes.
And for you to feel really good, really peaceful, really a partner in this relationship, she's going to have to step off and give you a little room, right?
Yes, sir.
Because let me tell you, I've said this before, and I mean it from the core of my soul. If you have to stop being all of who you are to be half of a couple, it's a bad deal.
I agree completely.
If you give up your identity, you
Yes,
give
sir.
up your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your preferences, your needs, you give all of that up in the service of another, then you've lost who you are. The price is too high. Do you agree with that? To see, what you'd like me to do is shut up. Quit telling him stuff like this, right? Because you want to get out of here, get him back there and say, okay, I know what he said, but really, this is all about me.
It's all about me. It's all about what I want, and I don't care about what other people feel or take anyone else's feelings.
But you do care about being alone.
But I do care about being alone. I don't want to be alone.
you're either going to have to do a spinectomy on him, or you're going to have to give him some space, because no man with a spine is going to allow themselves to be completely dominated by another person. It's not going to happen. So you're either going to have a spineless slug curled up at your feet, or you're going to have a man sitting next to you that can be your partner. And
I'm a control freak.
yeah, I know. But here's the question that I said that you had never been asked before, that you promised me an honest response to. I want to know what it is that you know about you that none of the rest of us know, that makes you believe that we would run away from you if you didn't demand and control that we stayed. What is it about you that is so horrible that you have to make us stay?
I feel less than a person most of the time. I feel like I'm not good enough for anyone. So I have to make myself feel good by doing things for myself. I feel that no one took the time for me. No one took the time to help me, to be with me, to care for me, to love me. All the way back to being a kid. I don't feel like I'm worthy enough.
What do you know about you that if I knew it, I'd say, yeah, you're right, you're worthless. Get out of here. You know what it is, you're just not telling me.
I've had people tell me, Dr. Phil, that I'm worthless. And I've come to realize it and accept it and believe it. Right on down to my childhood, to my own mom and my dad not being there for me. Always pushing me away, always pushing me aside when I needed somebody. A child needs a mom and a dad. I needed their love.
Wouldn't it be particularly interesting if instead of demanding that he stay, you just asked him if he wanted to, and you just told him that you needed him? The whole point is you're playing the game of life with sweaty palms. You're playing the game of life total fear-based every minute of every day. Afraid that if you don't maintain the vigil, it's going to all fall apart. You got to control it, make everybody do right, because if you don't, you're just going to spin out and you're going to be left alone. You think about that. Now, Rosemary says her narcissism is rubbing off on her 9-year-old daughter. Is she, in fact, teaching her to live her life out of fear, to live her life with the belief that you've got to demand that people do things? Plus, we're going to find out if you have the traits of a narcissist. We'll be right back. Now, Rosemarie worries that her narcissistic behavior will rub off on her 9-year-old daughter. Take a look at this, and then we'll talk about that.
I see my own entitled behavior in my daughter. She is a mini-me. She is extremely defiant, very outspoken, very selfish.
Rosemarie's daughter will tell you, get out of my room, it's my room. This is my bicycle. This is my this. This is my that.
If I don't do something to nip this in the bud now, at 16, she'll be completely out of control.
You're concerned.
Very much.
Okay. So what do you think you should do?
That's why I'm here today, because I need to change for me, for my daughter, for my future, for my family. If I don't do something about it, it's gonna get out of control.
You've heard me say the most powerful role model in any child's life is a same-sex parent. That's where we look. That's where we take our cues. And that's what's happening with your daughter. And this is your chance to create a teachable moment in that child's life. And sit down and watch this with her. She's old enough to watch this with you. And say, I gave a voice to some things that I feel inside. I mean, I come across like a prima donna, but really I'm just scared to death. I gave a voice to some things inside, and I've been misleading you. And I'm sorry, but Mom's got the guts and the courage to figure out what I have to do to accept myself and be okay inside. And I'm going to get you help with that. I'm going to get you very specialized help with that. It's almost paradoxical. People say, my God, he's telling narcissists they need to focus on themselves. That's exactly what I'm saying, but I mean it in the most genuine sense. Not all of the window dressing, but really on who and what you feel inside. I want to thank everybody for being here today.